Good day everyone. My topic for today is about Proclamation of the Philippines Independence. So bali ito ay after ng pagde-declare ng kalayaan natin against this Spanish colonial government in the Philippines. By the way, I'm the presenter for today. I'm Zorin Jade Escanico from BA2A. The nation observed the anniversary of the Declaration of the Philippine Independence on June 12, 1898 in the province of Cavite every year. Kasi taga Cavite si Aguinaldo. Since it marked the end of the 333 years of Spanish colonization, this event is actually a crucial turning point in the history of the nation. So ito yung formal na document natin na nag-e-explain kung bakit nga ba tayo nararapat lumaya sa kamay ng mga Kastila. The proclamation of brief text of only 2,000 words provided an overview of the causes of the uprising against Spain, the independence struggle, and the prospect for the new republic under Emilio Aguinaldo. So it is justify the reason why we need to revolt against Spain as our colonial master. Ano rin yung mga nangyari throughout our history, ang mga atrocities na naganap, ano yung mga tinatawag nating abuses na naganap na nakalagay dito sa Proclamation of the Philippines Independence. Highlight of the proclamation speech included 1. A description of the circumstances exist in the Philippines during the time of Spanish colonization. The report made explicit reference to the colony's abuses and disparities. So, there are movements para magkaroon ng reformation. Si Jose Rizal sa proponent na magkaroon tayo ng reforma para magkaroon ng equality. Ang mga Filipino at mga Espanyol sa loob at sa labas ng Pilipinas. But this attempt to reform the government in the Philippines hindi nangyari so nanatili yung mga abuses at inequalities dito sa Pilipinas. Number 2, an overview of the history of the Spanish occupation from the time of Magellan's arrival in the Visayas to the Philippines Revolution, with the emphasis of the later, particularly after the collapse of the Pact of Biak na Bato. So dito minimension din ang mga important historical event in the Philippines na mula noong nag-arrive si Magellan sa Pilipinas hanggang sa yung iba't ibang nangyari sa Pilipinas na mga revolution at yung Pact of Biak na Bato. Number 3, the mention of Rizal's execution, calling it unjust justice or hindi makatarungan. Number 4, the Cavite Rebellion of the January 1872, which resulted in the notorious execution of the martyred native priest Jose Burgos, Mariano Gomez, and Jacinto Zamora, whose innocent blood was shed through the injustice of those so-called religious orders mentioned of the 3 non-religious priests in the said rebellion was cause of execution. So kabilang sa mga inexplain na unjust ay yung mga paggarote dito sa tatlong paring Pilipino at sinasabi na ito ay pinagkasunduan ng mga religious orders, lalo na ng mga praile, kasi natitreten sila dun sa mga tinatawag nating secularization noong mga simbahan dito sa Pilipinas. When we say secularization, ito yung mga tinatawag nating attempt na yung mga parokya dito sa Pilipinas ay pamahalaan dapat ng mga Pilipinong pari na yun kasi yung mga ayaw nila, and then eventually susunod din yung mga schools kapag ganun ang nangyari. Mawawalan sila ng kapangyarihan. Number 5. The established republic would be led under the dictatorship of Emilio Aguinaldo. So, it is explained dito sa Proclamation of the Philippines Independence. Number 6. It's unjustification of the Philippines flag which was raised for the first time on that day. Analysis of the Proclamation of the Philippines Independence. As previously indicate, a closer look at the Declaration of the Independence text can bring to light several crucial historical details that are frequently disregarded. The document reflects the general revolutionary sentiment of that period. Coming from revolution, so yung sentiments nila ay medyo marugdog against the Spain, at dito nakita natin yung mga resentment ng mga Filipinos is naipon hindi lang sa siya isang event kundi sobrang daming event na nag-lead to resentment ng mga Pilipino against Spanish. Number 2. The declaration also gives us a picture of how the successful Aguinaldo revolutionary administration historicized the fight for independence. Ito ay para bang ginawa nila ito ng history, yung tinatawag nating revolution history. In a sense, na mula nung pagdating ni Magellan sa Visayas, nagkaroon na raw ng struggle ang mga Pilipino against Spaniards, at marami pang mga nangyari na mga nag-attempt ang mga Pilipino against Spanish. So yun yung sinasabi din dito, in historized struggles in the independence, para bang ginastify siya bakit natin kailangan ng revolt, kasi ito yung kasaysayan at ito yung naranasan natin sa ating kasaysayan. Number 3. There were mention of the past events that were seen as important turning point of the movement against Spain. So ito yung mga na-mention of the past na naging turning point, katulad nung pagbitay sa tatlong paring martir at kay Jose Rizal. However, the Katipunan was only referenced briefly near the end of the manifesto as the forerunner of the revolutionary movement. The origin of the Katipunan were not mentioned. In addition, Bonifacio and his co-founder were excluded in the records of our history. The rivalry between Aguinaldo's Magdalo and Bonifacio Magdiwang in the Katipunan is well known. Sa tingin natin, isang beses lang binanggit itong Katipunan, ito yung pioneer na bahagi doon sa document ng Cartilla. Sinasabi yung KKK o yung Katipunan, siya ang kauna-unahang nagtatag ng sense of nationalism. Ibig sabihin, yung paglaya ay hindi lamang para sa isang grupo ng tao dito sa Pilipinas, kundi lahat ng mga Pilipino at kapuluan na ang Pilipinas ay dapat na maging malaya. Nagkaroon tayo ng sense of unity, pero dito sa Proclamation of the Philippines Independence, once lamang siyang nabanggit. Bakit kaya ganon? Kasi syempre, alam natin na may hidwaan na nagaganap sa grupo ni Bonifacio at sa grupo ni Aguinaldo na nag-lead nga sa pagbitay kay Bonifacio. Number 5. The point is that even official records and documents like the Declaration of the Independence, while generally true, still reflect the politics and prejudice of the person in charge. So dito natin nakita na dahil maka-Aguinaldo yung pagkakagawa nitong Proclamation of the Philippines Independence. So yung biases, political biases is na-impluwensya nitong document na ito. So hindi ligtas itong Proclamation of the Philippines Independence. This manifests in the selectiveness of information that can be found in these records. Kaya nga when we studying history, we cannot settle for one or single source. Kailangan meron tayong tinatawag na various source of information. Meron tayong iba't ibang primary source. Kasi nga katulad nito, Proclamation of the Philippines Independence, isa lang halimbawa yung pagbabatayan natin and then nileft pa yung mga ilang mahalagang period in our history like yung foundation of the Katipunan and then si Andres Bonifacio. So magkaroon ng iba't ibang perspective. The role of the historian is to evaluate the information in this document in light of the politicians that are now in power as well as the social and institutional environment that surround them. This provides us with the insight on how to use the primary source such as official government records in the context of this work. So ito raw ang nagpapaalala sa atin as history student that we must be careful especially in looking in official government record as our primary source kasi it can have a political bias. At kinakailangan natin ang mga supportive document sa labas. So kaya mag-ingat tayo. To have the more comprehensive and contextual perspective of our past, studying one history subject includes looking at the several primary sources and piece of historical data. Yun yung Proclamation of the Philippines Independence. That's all. Thank you.